should be on 20. Okay? 20 is a 6/8 exercise. We are going to go 6/8 notes per measure. So you would be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct? Good. Let's go with Afi. How many 8 notes is a quarter note going to get? We're counting 6/8 notes per measure, and you see a quarter note. How many 8 notes are going to be inside that quarter note?
Oh, 8 notes is a quarter 3.
In a quarter note. 2, exactly. 2 8 notes inside the quarter note. Okay? You see a dotted quarter note in 6/8 time. Lindy, how many 8 notes inside it? 3. Okay? So your mind is still pulsing 8 notes. Your eyes and your brain are seeing a quarter note or a dotted quarter. The math is going on in your head, and you're knowing that the quarter note gets 2 of those pulses, the dotted quarter note gets 3 of those pulses. Okay? That's the longest value you have in the exercise. Okay? So take a few seconds to study. Here is your tempo. These are your 8 notes, 6 per measure. And then we'll play. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Band sight reads better than some bands we've had in the past. Not putting down anybody or anything, but this band has done a particularly good job sight reading. So as we go through this process and the sight reading gets more complicated, there's no need to get scared. Okay, you already know that you can do a good job looking at things and figuring out, so we just need to continue it and get into harder music. Chorale-wise, we're going number 3. We're going to go chorale 3. I know. Switching up on you. Here we go. It's in 3/4 time. 1, ready, play. We are doing electricity today. Before we begin that, I'm going to share something with you. I've been reading up and studying lately. And Peter Boonshaft is a professor at Hofstra University in New York, and he's come and done workshops and clinics with us. I've been able to go to his workshops. And he's got some just incredible ideas. And there's one that I thought really pertained to you and to what we're doing. I wanted to share with you just a paragraph that he has. This paragraph is called "Comfortable is a Habit." We talked about habits before and how you develop them. First semester we worked with that quite a lot. Comfortable becomes a habit because of familiarity and relative ease. The narrow range of what we can do with little effort becomes our daily norm. Most of the difficulty in getting students to work harder and for our demanding more than we thought possible is breaking that habit of working at an acceptable level. Samuel Johnson stated, "The chains of habit are too weak to be felt until they are too strong to be broken." We all know they can be broken, it's just much harder to do. However, on the positive side, just as working at a comfortable level can become a habit, so too can striving for better. If we train students and expect nothing but the best, that will become the new normal. Aristotle made it abundantly clear, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So, how does that pertain to you, do you think? The comfortable norm, or stretch out a little bit and try to do more than you've done before? Daniel, what do you think?
If you're kind of slacking, it will become a habit, and if you try to stretch out, then eventually, reaching out and trying new things like music can become a habit. So
Exactly. A lot of people look for the easiest way to accomplish whatever they're accomplishing. We're human beings. We're lazy inherently. We want to find the easiest possible way to get the job done. But in a performance, what's the goal of performing? To have a mediocre performance or a poor performance usually? No, your goal is usually to have a great performance. So we're going to have a great performance. How do you need to rehearse? Great. Exactly right. Yeah. So if you're going to rehearse at a particular level, that's going to become your habit of how you do it. Everyone thinks they can outperform their rehearsal, but in reality you can't. Because you get the adrenaline rush, everything's kind of goofed up, and you're thinking in your mind, I'm going to try a lot harder, but your body just goes into, I'm going to do what you've trained me to do mode. All right? So as we're looking at electricity today, or as we look at Scenes of Wonder, or whatever we're preparing, are you pushing yourself to play it better than you played it last time? Are you making that effort to play it just a little bit stronger, a little more clear, to listen a little more carefully, be a little more precise? If the answer is yes, then that's going to become your habit. As you get better at the music and you find that next level and go, what happens to the overall group? It gets spectacular. And people listen to you and go like, absolutely fantastic, wonderful, enjoy. That's a good feeling. It's a fun feeling. I told the advanced group yesterday, when you have that performance and people cheer and there's an ovation and they come up and congratulate you afterwards, you don't get that in your other subjects. They don't applaud you and cheer for your algebra test. They don't applaud you and cheer for a vocab quiz. But here you can get that. So as we're going through this, that's what I want you to have in your mind, okay? The better we do it now, the better it's going to be when you get on stage later to perform. So that is our plan. So the beginning of electricity, I want you to focus on placing the accents, and then we're going to focus a little bit on note lengths and clarity and separation, okay? We're going to use a formula we learned the other day. So here's the beginning. Right now, focus on getting the accents in place, being rhythmically very precise. Here we go. 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready.